You wouldn't like to suffer yourself, right? I mean, who would like to suffer themselves? But you play Souls games. Why do you play them? Don't you love yourself? I played as well. My relationship with Souls game are complicated. It's a toxic relationship. I love this game, spend time in the world. It looks nice. But after 500 attempts to kill the boss, you say this is little bit too much. After that point, you realize you are torturing yourself and you are becoming masochist. The weird part, you try and try again and eventually you like it. I love this game. I love Souls-like games if game is good. For example, Lies of P was good and Black Myth Wukong was good. I recently watched some Wukong videos and game looks amazing. Gameplay looks very nice and entertaining. Graphics looks very realistic. I love watching this game. It looks like a nice Souls game. And I wondered how did they develop the game because this studio not experienced with this stuff. So I wanted to make a video, then let's begin. Short info. Black Myth Wukong is a 2024 action role-playing game developed and published by Game Science. Game Science is 10 years old gaming company, so we can fairly say they are new at this stuff. They released two games before Wukong. In 2015, 100 Heroes. In 2016, Art of War Red Tides. In 2024, Black Myth Wukong. I have one question. How did you improve from this to this? I am speechless. I don't know, dude. They leveled up so bad. It's fake, right? It's not the same studio who made Wukong and 100 Heroes. I am speechless. The game is inspired by the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, and character look like Sun Wukong from the novel. He looks like a monkey. I like monkeys. Black Myth Wukong released on August 20, 2024. Gamers and critics like the game. It looks good. I will play someday. And Black Myth Wukong nominated for the Game of the Year as well. If it was for me, I will choose Black Myth Wukong. I didn't play Astrobot or Wukong. It looks like a better game. But I am okay with Astrobot won the Game of the Year. It's preference and maybe more people like this game. It sold 20 million in the first month of its release. Guys, 20 million is really big number. Even Elden Ring sold 30 million after 2 years, so it's really big number. I was expecting game will sell good, but 20 is way too much. This made Wukong one of the most selling game of all time, and they are planning to make an expansion. I think they deserve this success. They made a good game. Development process. Black Myth Wukong is developed and published by Game Science. Game Science was thinking making a single player game on February 25, 2018. They wanted to make a game that focus on traditional cultural themes. They discussed which subject, which theme game will based on. They had some couple ideas about the story, but they were most enthusiastic about the Journey to the West. Finally, they decided to make a story based on Journey to the West, the name of the Black Myth coming from Chinese mythology. But the game's name is Black Myth Wukong, as the character Sun Wukong was the biggest common denominator between the novel and game. Developer team planned to make 13 chapters for the game, but developers developed only 6 of them due to the schedule constraints. Well, it's a shame they made only half of what they planned. Black Myth Wukong was first announced with a trailer showcasing gameplay in its pre-alpha build on August 20, 2020. It was obvious that game developed on Unreal Engine. Well, it's obvious because Unreal Engine has its own touch, little grey stone, make you understand. I'm not complaining, it's a good engine. Game Science did not contact any video game publishers beforehand and simply released its online on social media. Within one day, the trailer had nearly 2 million views on YouTube. It was released to attract potential employees to help to build the game. It was a weird way to hire people. Purpose of the video was showing the current state of the game, not marketing the game. The development team started with 7 people and had 30 people around the time of the announcement. First, they hired people within their network, but they realized this is not enough for the game. Trailer got so popular they had over 10,000 applicants. But they didn't hire 10,000 people, of course. Game Science just hired how many people they needed. In the end of the development, 140 people was working on the project. While they was working on Black Myth Wukong, Unreal Engine 5 released and they continued to develop the game on Unreal Engine 5. They was using Unreal Engine 4. Game Science stated that they wanted more realistic graphic style. Developer team studied various real-world locations to make the environment more realistic. They made scans of scenes such as buildings and statues at the many locations to use them in the design. They traveled all over the China for 3 years to make it more realistic gameplay. It resulted in asset library for exceeding the actual needs of the game. Someone liked the travel, work. The actor Ye Kai provided the motion capture for the Destined One and several other characters. Ye Kai, a practitioner of the martial arts, he helped for animating the action scenes. The sound, including the music and voices, was co-produced by 8082 Audio. In the game, music employs Western orchestral elements and traditional Chinese instruments. One of the theme songs from the 1986 television series Journey to the West, they edited the old version. They modernized it. Pit Stop Productions, the studio for English voiceovers, Pit Stop Production made the voiceovers little bit different than original version. They hired more people for voiceover. The animation cutscenes have distinct art style because different animation studio made it. Many animation styles used in these special animations. For example, Lian Hua Hua, stop motion and anime is one of these styles. Black Myth Wukong had a budget of 70 million throughout its 6 years of development. This money partly contributed by the investor Hero Games. Well, Hero Games made the deal of the century. Fang Ji stated that project was really big they could not undertake, so they made 2 mobile games before developing the game like this because they needed money. The artist Yang Kui stated that they did not have high expectation for profitability because developing the game costed so much money. Their initial expectation was that the game would sell between 3-5 million units, which was enough to wouldn't lose money and not shut down the company. In 2023, game cost them 300 million yuan, approximately $42 million. $42 million is a big number as well, because before Wukong they were a small studio. Relaise and Sales. Before the release, Hero Games marketing partner of the game sent an email to developers and stated that avoid any sense discussion including politics, feminism and other stuff that affect the game in a bad way. Well, that's very wise thing to do. You need to avoid controversy. People always try to find bad side for the game. It's nice developer didn't give them. On the day of release, Black Myth Wukong reached over 2.2 million current player on Steam. This made Wukong's second game with the highest current player on Steam. First one was PUBG. List goes like this. Within hours after launch, it became the highest single player game by concurrent player of all time on Steam. The game sold 10 million copies in a short time. The game became one of the fastest selling titles of all time. Wukong had sold 18 million units within 2 weeks. Black Myth Wukong sold 20 million in the first month of its release. 20 million is so big number. I'm sure Game Science will make another game like Black Myth Wukong. Fang Ji stated that developing the game on Unreal Engine was the best decision they made. They happy to work with this engine and they are collaborate closely with Epic Games. Well, game sold good, release good, gamer and critics liked the game. Game Science did a great job. They came from this to this. They deserve an applause. What an inspiring story. I like talking about this kind of stuff. It's interesting. I like make a video about this kind of stuff as well. If you like the video, subscribe the channel. I wanna reach 1000 subscribers. Have a nice day. See you in the next video.